economic incentives and the kinds of
managerial standards.
The government is just a whole. Money goes in, money goes out.
And cost of energy, etc., it's cheaper.
What is as a process, the time review.
Just for this reason, for this exercise, we will
reforms on extractive industries require a good understanding on standards, requires good understanding on how to bring about participations in politically sensible way, and eventually the knowledge, the willingness and the commitment to take part in reform will improve the accountability of governance on extractive industry.
The whole management of natural resources.
For example, the steel consumption, it is, by the industrialization.
It does a little bit more about the pro and cons of.
Create a lot of expectation.
Well, the purple is more, I think it's older than both of the brown and also the
incentive, economic incentive or investment incentive.
And the law is in a way relevant, you can apply the laws of your country.
If you talk to a very pure economist
in the oil and mining reform in the country.
So when you want to understand what extractive industry is, you have to put it in the context of energy. What is energy? How do you want to manage energy?
So one of the major things that we talked about in the session was thinking about how all of the different pieces of the legal framework fit together. We looked at how extractive industries are governed in the Constitution, how they're governed in legislation, regulation, and then we spent a particular amount of time on contracts in extractive industries.
Is that there will always be environmental and social impacts in extractive industries. We have to know them and we have to address them and mitigate them.
We are committed to use money. I think there are many from
di antara kita. Kalau bapak-bapak sekalian,
field trip is very good for me because I come to learn a lot from the government and the private sector, which I find it very opportunistic for me.
Kalau soal field trip, saya merasa ini sangat luar biasa karena membawa peserta training langsung ke lokasi.
So the thing that the country should do is to decide to choose the stable and flexible fiscal terms for its fiscal regime system in the country.
As I am working at the government agency related with the fiscal policy, I would like to learn how the EITI affect the country economy. by governance in Indonesia.
Being able to listen to the experiences of the different countries, Myanmar, Indonesia, Timor-Leste, Dominican Republic, and Tunisia, has been very enlightening and has helped me to put the work that we are doing currently now in perspective.
The population have to have in their hands all the information about the activities of the extractive industries. The government have to be able to share information with the population, and the industry have to collaborate in this process.
When each country they come up with their own analysis about what are the governance challenges in their own countries, analyzing the recommendations, coming up with the solutions and the actions that they are going to take after the course. I think that is one of the most important part of the session that could help the participants to think through critically about what they should do after the course.